Yeah, we're going to do a little bit more recording after we finish the tour. Sort of, I think hopefully it's because we're trying really, really hard to get it just right, so we keep getting to the point where we think it's finished and then we think we could maybe write, one more song or change something or better something. So we're just sort of really fine-tuning it and then we're going to get it out and hopefully everyone will enjoy it.
So I think it's been 3 years since the last album. How much time and effort actually goes into this, obviously alongside touring?
We always gig, and then in between the gigs we're always writing. And I think, did it make it? One of the songs I think might have even been written before the last record. But I don't know, I thought we should take our time on this album and just make sure it's right. Because as you say, it's the 7th album. I think when you do your first album and your second album, you've got to there's a lot of timing involved, and you sort of, especially the second album, I think you have to get in there, don't you, on the back of the success of the first album. 7th album, I think you've got to go well, when it's ready, and then stick it out. Was
there pressure on you to come up with this 7th album? Were you ever thinking, let's not do it, let's leave it number 6, or let's go one more?
I think you always just think one more. The pressure mainly comes from us, I think, because as you say, I think we could just sit back and have a year off. But we always just seem to want to, we really enjoy doing gigs and things, but then it's really nice to have new songs to play.
Of course it is, yeah.
So on this tour, we've been playing a real, nice mix of hits and then some songs that from the past that we haven't played for a long time. For instance, Time Honoured Tradition, that's from Employment, and Retirement from the 2nd album. And then we've been playing some new songs from the 7th album, so it's like a whole really nice mix. It's been going.
So for the people that come to your shows, 2019, they've had a pre-release of the new album.
Yeah, everyone who's been to a show has heard 3 songs from the new album.
What is your favourite song to perform live? I've seen the set list this morning.
Ruby's quite good for me because I get a rest. There's no singing. I just have to play bass, so that's good. Oh My God, it's kind of bad because it's the end of the gig, but I enjoy playing Oh My God because I think it's when we first wrote it, it felt like that was the song that was like the blueprint for Kaiser Chiefs.
Is that why it's the ending song to end on a high, the gig on a high?
So that's always the last song, and sort of, I think it's the most Kaiser Chiefsy song there is still. So yeah.
And after this tour, I suppose when you release your album, you're going on tour again.
Yeah, we've got a few festivals booked, and hopefully get some more booked, and then we'll obviously continue as we always do, and I'm sure we'll be back in Exeter in I think we haven't played here for about 6 years, so hopefully it'll be sooner than that.
And obviously, one last thing, you're going to support The Who at Wembley Stadium as well. That's going to be an amazing experience, an amazing gig for you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've played with them a couple of times, mainly at festivals. They're a great band. I think that we sort of have looked to them at times because they're a sort of band who've got a really great, great front man and great live songs. And also Eddie Vedder. It's like one of those weird scenarios when someone said, "Do you want to do this gig?" And I was really thinking about teenage me and what I would be thinking about playing a gig with Eddie Vedder. I would be very excited.
And it's a dream as well at Wembley Stadium as well, a capacity of God knows how many.
Yeah, we've done a few. That's the other thing as well. Yeah, it was on I don't know if someone's listening to my interviews. Hopefully they are, because hopefully they listen to this one. One of my bucket list things was when everyone asks, is there anything you haven't achieved that you'd like to achieve? One of them is play at Wembley, because we've played at a lot of other stadiums and some other World Cup final stadiums such as Stade de Paris and Stade de France, it's called, isn't it? Soccer City in South Africa. We've played at Olympic Stadium in Berlin. Played lots of big stadiums.
Does that create a different atmosphere to an inside concert, maybe such as here at the Great Hall in Exeter?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a whole different experience. But here, I like this. I like these sort of size venues because you can see everybody. And you're sort of interacting a bit more on a personal level, whereas stadiums, it's a bit more of a sea of people, So I actually prefer this sort of gig, but Wembley will be special.